Can a landlord make you get renter's insurance? Yes, a landlord can make you getting renter's insurance a lease requirement. This is because the landlord has a right of recovery against the tenant, if the tenant causes damage to the rental property. This gets a little complicated, but here's how things work. The tenant, through negligence, causes a small kitchen fire which damages the property. The landlord has insurance which covers this. This is because when the landlord gets property insurance, they assign the right of recovery to the insurance company. In exchange, the insurance company covers the damages for the landlord. So far, so good. You're off the hook, right? Wrong. The landlord's insurance company owns the right of recovery, through having paid for it by paying the claim. They want to be paid back, and so they sue you for negligence for the claim they paid out. This process is called subrogation, and insurance companies have an army of lawyers locked and loaded, and waiting to be released. Your renter's insurance protects you against the landlord's insurance company. Specifically, your renter's insurance company also has an army of lawyers, and their job is to get you out of the negligence claim. If they can, if they can't, then your renter's insurance company pays the landlord's property insurance company for the amount of the claim that the landlord's property insurance company paid out for the landlord's claim. And so while your renter's insurance is mostly to cover your own property, if the incident results in the landlord suffering damage, it indirectly protects the landlord. A landlord will often get a lower property insurance rate for having a lease term which requires tenants to have renter's insurance. In addition, in the event of damage, such as in the kitchen fire example, the landlord's property insurance rates will either not go up at all, or they will not go up as much as they would have, for the claim the landlord filed to cover the damage. So yes, it indirectly protects the landlord against higher insurance rates, and directly protects the landlord's property insurance company against negligent damage claims. Note, it's also possible for the landlord to handle property claims against damage done by the tenant in excess of the security deposit. This way, it goes from the tenant's damage, to the landlord's property insurance, to the tenant's renter's insurance, to settled. As far as I'm aware, no tenants' rights laws have yet meddled in that particular aspect of the landlord-tenant contract, so yes, landlords can require renter's insurance. I've included a requirement for renter's insurance in my leases in the past. It makes it clear right in the legal document that you are not responsible for their personal property on the premises. They can't come back later and claim you told them their property was covered under your insurance. Well, they can, but there's no chance it will work. Beyond that, my reasoning is that, if the tenant has his/her own insurance for damage to his/her property in the event of a fire, theft, vandalism or other damage, the tenant will be less likely to lie to try to blame me for the damage, since it's easier to file a claim with his/her own insurance than to come after me. If the tenant has to be relocated while I repair the property, the tenant's insurance will usually cover that, so I won't have them demanding that I pay their hotel bills or find them a place to live and pay for it. Even if legally I'm not responsible under my lease, I don't need the headache of their demands while I'm dealing with all the other problems the damage caused. Renter's insurance also sometimes provides some liability coverage for the tenant's benefit. But indirectly, any coverage the tenant has also protects me if someone is injured on the property. Again, the injured friend of the tenant is less likely to try to lie to blame me, since it won't cost his friend anything to cover the injury, and if it's a major injury, the lawsuit will name both of us and the tenant's insurance will likely kick something in to settle the case. And finally, if the prospective tenant complains about the cost, I don't want to rent to them. The premiums are so low that if they are a serious problem to the tenant, that tenant is living too close to the edge financially to make me feel secure that they'll pay their rent on time every time. So it's a form of screening device.